A very good morning, dear students. Welcome back once again to the students of class 8. Today I am going to do the chapter for geography, and the chapter is political division of Asia. Dear students, I do hope that you are revising your previous lessons that have been taught already. Make sure you do your assignments well, and whatever difficulties you have in you're having during these days of your stay at home, please do mark them so that once you come back to school, we could make sure that you can get all the answers that you are unable to get during these times of your stay at home. So once again, dear students, we'll be continuing the chapter for geography, and that is class 8. And the chapter I'm telling you is the political division of Asia. So let's start ahead. Now, before we go to the major part of Asia, where is Asia located? Now we can see that Asia is mainly located in the northern part. So if you see, Asia is located 10 degrees south to 80 degrees north latitude and 25 degrees east to 117 degrees west longitude. It is the world's biggest continent, covering almost 1/3 of the total land of the earth. It is surrounded by the Arctic Ocean in the north, the Indian Ocean in the south, the Pacific Ocean in the east, and the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea, the Caucasus Mountain, and the Black Sea in the west. It is also separated from North America by the Bering Strait and from Africa by the Suez Canal. So if you can see here, Asia, its location, where is it located? This is the equator. So this line is the equator, 0 degrees. So it is located 10 degrees south of the equator. From 10 degrees south of the equator, it goes right up latitude, right up to 80 degrees north latitude. So these are the lines of latitude. These lines are the lines of latitude. See? All these lines coming, see, from west to east or east to west, they are the latitudes. So Asia extends from 10 degrees south to 80 degrees north latitude and 25 degrees east. See, this is 30 degrees east. It comes slightly this side, western side of the 30 degrees. So 25 degrees east to 170 degrees west. 170 degrees west is the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent of Asia. It is the largest continent in the world, covering almost 1/3 of the total land of the earth. See? It is also called as the continent of contrast, because it's so different compared to the other continents of the world. If you see in the north, we have the Arctic Ocean. See, Arctic Ocean in the north, the Indian Ocean in the south, the Pacific Ocean in the east. See, in the west we have the Ural Mountains. See, the Caspian Sea, the Caucasus Mountain. See, the Black Sea. These are the ones which separate Asia from Europe. We have the Suez Canal as well. Even the Suez Canal is there, which separates Asia. And then we have the Bering Strait here. Bering Strait, which separates Asia from America. Bering Strait. So this is the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent of Asia, and also the oceans and the water bodies that surround Asia, as well as the different areas in the western side which separates Asia from Europe. Now let's see the political division of Asia. Now as we see, Asia has around 48 countries, from large to small. See, these countries are grouped into different zones, like we have Eastern Asia, East Asia, South Asia, North Asia, Central Asia, West Asia, and Southeast Asia. So Asia is categorized into different zones: East Asia, North Asia, West Asia, Southeast Asia, Central Asia. Among the countries in Asia, we have Russia, China, and India, which are the largest countries, whereas Singapore, Maldives, and Bahrain are the smallest countries in Asia. Russia is partly in Europe and Asia, when USSR broke up in 1991, see, before 1991, USSR was a very powerful country, a very big country. But after it disintegrated in 1991, during the time of Mikhail Gorbachev, when he was the ruler there, when he was premier there, the president, when he was there, what happened? Russia disintegrated. And after Russia disintegrated, many small areas, many small zones of Russia declared themselves independent. Like we have here, see? Many countries declared themselves independent and emerged in Asia like Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. These were the countries that declared themselves independent and separated themselves from USSR. Today it's called as Russia, but earlier it was called as USSR. But after its disintegration in 1991, many countries emerged from USSR. Okay, so now let's go a little further down. Countries and their cultures. Now you can see, in 2016, the population of Asia was 4 billion, 46 million, 26 lakh, 76,731, or about 16% of the total population of the world. We know that Asia comprises major population of the world. 16% of the population of the world is found in Asia. See? China, being the most populated country in Asia, almost has around 1.3 billion population. Second to China, we have India, which has a population of almost 1.2 billion population. See? The number of people living in Asia also varies due to climate, soil and resources. Different places in Asia have different number of people living. See, there will be people living more in places where the climate is very favorable, where it's not very hot, not very cold, where the weather is very pleasant. See, more people will tend to live there. So there will be more people living in the areas where the climate is very favorable. Even soil impact, as a matter of fact. The areas where the soil is very fertile, you will have more people living there. More agriculture will be practiced, more cultivation of crops will be done there, and therefore the people living there will also be more. And then even the resources. See, more the resources, more the people living there, because there will be more development, more industries, more factories. See, more towns will come up in these areas where a lot of resources are found. So in Asia also, different places have different amount of people. That means the places vary from one place to another in Asia depending on the climate, soil and resources. See, disintegration of Russia on 24th of December 1991, Russia disintegrated. Gorbachev resigned after disintegration. After it disintegrated, Gorbachev he resigned. And Soviet Union was divided into 15 states. After 1991, USSR, when it got disintegrated, 15 new states was formed. See, divided into 15 states. So you can just see, this is the continent of Asia. See, Russian Federation, a huge country. These are all the, see, broken down parts of Russia, USSR. See, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan. See, Georgia. All these were once upon a time a part of USSR, but they disintegrated after 1991 and declared themselves independent. Now let's see the density of people. Now the density of people also varies from place to place, as I told you. It depends on the climate, it depends on the soil, it depends on the resources, it depends on the development of the mode of transport. Transport also plays a very important role. How good the roads are also determine the development of a place. So the density of people also varies from place to place. Certain countries like Singapore, Maldives, India, Japan, etc. have high density of people, whereas snow-covered countries on the other hand have low density of population. China's population is about 1.3 billion and India's population is about 1.2 billion. The density of population in Asia also varies. What does density of people mean? How much is the density? The number of person living per square kilometer, for instance. The number of person living per square kilometer determines the density of the people living there. So, see, for instance, see, certain countries like Singapore, Maldives, India, Japan have a high density of people living in a small area. But again, there are some places where the population is very less, mainly in the snow-covered regions. There will be very less people living there, or the density of people living in that area will be less compared to the places where the development is more. Now, slightly we go down, religion of Asia. Now, Asia is the birthplace of the major religions of the world. See, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Confucianism, Sikhism and Jainism. Other religions also like Shintoism, Taoism and Zoroastrianism also exist there. Asia is the birthplace of major religions of the world. Christianity, see, major religion. Hinduism, another very important religion. Buddhism, very important religion, see. So many religions are there which were basically born in Asia, which originated in Asia. So Asia is also the birthplace of many major religions of the world. You can see religions in Asia. It's a small map showing there. See? These are the areas where Christian population live. See? These areas here, this area, and these areas. All these areas are the ones where Christian population live. Then Islam, Sunni and Shia, both there are two types of Muslims, Sunni and Shias. See Islam, we have here. See, Islam's here. Here also we have, see, this Muslims. These are the Muslims, major Muslim religions of the world. See, areas of the world. Hinduism is here. Hinduism. Then we have Buddhism. See, this is the area where we have Buddhism. This part, this part, this part, this part. These are the areas where we have Buddhism. See? Then Chinese religion. Chinese religion is here. Buddhism is here. This is the one where we have Buddhism. This is the areas where we have Buddhism. This one Buddhism. And then this is Chinese religion. Chinese religion basically means, like, for instance, Confucianism. See? Confucianism is also there, which is also a part of Chinese religion. Taoism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, they all come under Chinese religion. See? Shintoism and Buddhism, see? Here, mainly this region, Japan and so on. See? Shintoism is a very age-old practiced religion in Japan. Even Buddhism is also practiced there. So these are the areas where different religions are practiced in our continent, Asia. Now let's see the impact of population growth. Now, as I told you, Asia is it is in fact the largest continent, having the highest number of people living there. Now, what impact has it on the place? What impact has it on the society? What impact has it on the development? Let us see. Impact of population growth in Asia. First one is loss of resources. If there are too many people living there, there will be limited resources, because the amount of resources that will be utilized will be very high. Highly exploited resources will be there. That means the resources will be highly exploited, because of which there will be loss of resources. So many people are living there. So many people means they will require more resources. So therefore there will be more exploitation of resources, and therefore ultimately there will be loss of resources. Then we have the next one, lack of basic needs to the people. So many people are living there. If you see in our country, India also, such a lot of people are there who are living below poverty line, who don't have the basic needs, food, clothing and shelter. See, they are even deprived of having one basic square meal in a day. See, lack of basic needs to the people, food, clothing, shelter, these will be deprived if there are huge number of people living in the country. This is what is happening in Asia. in India, if you go to the African countries, it's very, very bad. See? So many million people die out of starvation around the world. So see, because of the excess growth of population in the continent, we have basic problems like, see, food, clothing and shelter. That is not sufficient for the people. Because so many people are living there. Everyone is in a rat race to earn more and more, to excel in their life. And therefore the poor becomes poorer and poorer and poorer. See? Because of the increase in the population. Number 3, detrimental effect on the facilities like education and medical treatment. See? That means if there are too many people living also, what happens is they will be deprived of good education. The education will not be good. The ratio between the teacher and students will also not be appropriate. And therefore, if you have in a class, if you have around 70, 80 students, how can a teacher teach properly? How can a teacher give complete attention to individual students? So there should be a ratio maintained between the number of students and the teacher in the classroom. So these will be deprived if there are huge growth of population in the country. See, these are the effects. The education system will not be good. Medical treatment. See, too many patients running to the hospitals get pressurized, the doctors are pressurized, they are unable to treat the patient properly, give full attention to the patient properly, because of which again many complications arise. See, medical treatment also is another problem because of the increase in the population in our country or in our continent. Number 4, overcrowding leads to the population of the environment in different ways. See, overcrowding leads to the pollution of the environment in different ways. If you go to the towns, you see so many people living there, and the amount of population is equally very, very high. See, how high amount of pollution is generated, whether it's the waste disposal, solid waste, whether it's the liquid waste, whether it's the gaseous waste, whether it's the visual pollution that you see. See, different types of pollution are there. Air pollution, sound pollution, see, visual pollution. See, all these arise because of the huge growth of population. And this is what is happening in Asia. See, pollution of the air, pollution of the water, pollution of the land. See. Then, number 5. Unemployment leads to the youth to crimes, terrorism, violence and other antisocial activities in the society. If there are so many people living in a continent, the amount of opportunities will be less unless the government comes up with some very concrete plan with a well strategized way to make sure that everyone is engaged in some way or the other. What happens when too many people are living? When too many people are living in a continent, I told you there will be a rat race to get different opportunities, whether it's in terms of the job, whether in terms of having a better lifestyle, whether in terms of business. Everyone is a rat race. And there may be some people who are left behind because they were unable to compete with them. And because of which what happens? These people may tend to get diverted into antisocial activities. See? They may tend to get diverted into crime. They may get tempted to get diverted into terrorism, violence, drug abuse. See? These are the things that happen when the population is exceedingly high. So, see, impact of population growth in our country or in our continent. The methods of controlling population growth in Asia. The first one we have is the family planning. That means family planning is also a very important way, in fact the most important way, whereby we can control population growth. See, the different methods whereby people can have a smaller family, these methods should be educated to these people so that what happens? They adopt the family planning methods whereby they can have a smaller family, and smaller family means there will be more care to the family members, maximum care. Number 2, abolishing child marriage and polygamy. See, abolishing child marriage. Child marriage was practiced in the past in our country, but now it's abolished because this also could lead to the growth of population in our country. And also polygamy, marrying more than one husband or wife, is also another way in which population can be increased in the country or continent. Education of women is also very important. Women needs to be educated because women, in fact, are the main pillars of a family. See, woman plays a very important role, carries a child in the womb for 9 months. So it's very important that the women are educated to have a small family. If the women are educated, then definitely there will be a smaller family member, whereby more attention can be given to the family members. Better education can be given to the children. See, education of women plays a very important role in controlling the population. Then, number 5, contribution of the United Nations organization. UNO also has, contributed a lot in spreading the awareness of having a small family member, controlling population. Through different mediums, UNO has played a very important role, significant role in spreading the awareness of having a smaller family. So these are the ways in which population can be controlled. By adopting a family planning method, whereby you have a smaller family, abolishing child marriage and polygamy, education of women, contribution of the United Nations organization. Now let's move to the next one, that is industries. Industries, if you see, Asia is a continent of contrast, and I told you why it's a continent of contrast, because Asia is different in comparison to the other continents, because Asia has the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. It has the deepest place on the earth, the Mariana Trench in Asia as well. The hottest place, Jacobabad. The coldest place, Verkhoyansk, they are in Asia. See? The rainiest place, Mausaram in Cherrapunji, in Meghalaya, also is in Asia. The highest plateau of Tibet, is also in Asia. So, Asia is called a continent of contrast because so many important things, so many important features are found in our continent which are not found in the other continents of the world. There are some countries which are economically weak, and there are some countries which are highly industrialized. Singapore, Japan, China are some of the most industrialized nations of the world which manufacture goods like iron and steel. Heavy engineering goods such as automobiles and electronic goods also have taken a huge leap in our continent. Chinese industries was basically an agro-based industry. Agro-based industry means those industries which depend on agriculture. Agricultural products are called as agro-based industry. Cotton textile industry is an agro-based industry because if the cottons don't grow in the field, there will be no cotton textile industry. See, sugar industry is an agro-based industry. If sugarcane is not grown, sugar industry will not be there. Jute industry, rubber industry, see, all these depend on agriculture. Therefore, they call us agro-based industries. So in the past, China was an agro-based industry, but now it has rapidly industrialized itself. Today it ranks almost second in the world after United Nations in terms of the economy in the world. Iron and steel plants have provided materials for heavy industries such as shipbuilding, locomotive, machinery and other industries. The cotton textile industry of China is one of the oldest and the largest in the world. The cotton textile industry is the oldest and the largest in the world. India too has an established industrial belt. After 1947, there has been a shift from the agricultural sector to the manufacturing industry. It now has iron and steel plants, heavy machineries, electrical and electronic goods, transport equipments and chemical industry. India also is an agricultural country. More than 70% of our people are directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture. important in our economy. But now, we are moving slightly away from the agricultural sector towards the industrial sector. See, more industries are coming up, more factories are being built, more jobs are being created, more youngsters are going and opting for these work in these industries and factories. So now, from the agricultural sector, we are slowly shifting also towards the industrial sector. And therefore, India too is progressing in the world's economy. In terms of the world's economy, India is also rapidly progressing because of its industrialization. Now we come to the last one, that is transport in Asia. Now, there is a variation of transport system in Asia due to its relief. See, relief plays a very important role. However, in the recent years, the transport system in Asia has really developed. Japan, China, Hong Kong and Singapore have the best network of roads in Asia. The Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway line in the world. The Trans-Siberian Railway. Trans-Siberian Railway line, covering more than 9,000 kilometers, runs from the eastern part of Russia. See, covering a distance of 9,000 kilometers, joins Vladivostok in the east of Russia to St. Peter's in the west. The waterways also played a very important role in the trade and commerce of the continent and to the other parts of the world as well. Asia is connected to Europe by the Suez Canal and America by the Pacific Sea route. That means transport has also really progressed and developed in our country, because the transport is also a very, very important mode for the growth of a country or a continent. If we don't have a good system of roads and medium of transport, that means the country will not progress. That is why the mode of transport is very important for the country or the continent to progress. So therefore, our continent Asia also has progressed from leaps and bounds to what it was in the past and what it is today. We have freeways running all over the continent. In India as well, major towns, cities are all connected by these freeways, expressways. See, which have a very good network of roads, railway lines, waterways. These have helped in the growth of the continent. So transport also plays a very important role in the development of the continent. So dear students, this is all we have for this lesson. It's not a very long chapter, a very short chapter I just did today. And I do hope that you will go through this video a couple of times and then afterwards read your lesson and then do all the assignment that is there at the back of the chapter. On page number 85, you'll have to do the assignments from page number 85. Question number A, B, C, D, E. Please do all that. A, B, C, D and E. So this much for this class, dear students. Take care, have a wonderful time at home, do your studies regularly, and we'll see you very soon once again when the school reopens. Thank you so much.